Alright, so the answer to the title, yes, it does work, and I'm very happy with it so far. Now, basically what I did was whenever I started this project, I printed off the 2020 Bermuda grass calendar, and I've kept notes of everything that I've done to this lawn since February. A little background on this lawn, this property. We moved in this house in 2015. We're in the North Dallas area, and the lawn size is about 5,500 square foot for the Bermuda. And in the process of renovating a home and stuff like that, the lawn kind of got put on the back burner. Well, this year was the first year that we actually got to pay attention to the lawn. And so I was like, man, I love watching How To with the Doc and his Bermuda lawn guide videos and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm gonna try his product, his calendar out as best as I can and just see what the results are. See if it's, something that I like. Is that the direction I want to go with this? Because I really have nothing to lose because I didn't have a nice backyard at the time. But now I do. We are headed in the right direction, and so I just want to share a few things with you. So just a few notes here. In February 21st is whenever I started this project, and what I did was I applied some Lesco pre-emergent. It works pretty good, but I'll probably move on to something else for next year, or just kind of look at some other options. March 2nd, I did a kind of a starter fertilizer just to boost everything up. I forget the specific brand and ratio of what I used, but it was one of the ones that Doc recommended on one of his videos. Then March 3rd, we did a scalp. March 27th, I applied my first round of PGF Complete. April 25th, I used the power rake to dethatch a lot of the areas and stuff like that that just really needed that thatch layer broken down, just to get to the dirt. Bagged all that with the Honda mower, put it over in the compost pile. Also added PGF Complete, another round of PGF Complete on that day. May 1st, I started treating some areas of nutsedge with the Ortho nutsedge killer. It did pretty good. I still have a lot of nutsedge in those areas, so I don't know if it killed some of it, if others repopulated or what, but that will need to get addressed in the future. May 23rd, another round of PGF Complete. June 13th, I did PGF Complete, Super Juice, and the Humichar when it came out. June 30th, I did a scalp, PGF Complete, and Super Juice. And July 25th, I did a scalp with PGF Complete and Super Juice. And that one, the reason why I did one in July was because we just come back from vacation. Grass height was up a little over 2 inches or so, so I brought it back down. I usually try to mow mine around an inch. Is a very safe, it likes to be at an inch. So it grows up a little bit over an inch, cut it back down to an inch, and it really likes that height for what I have. Now our backyard is mainly common Bermuda. We've got areas of like a hybrid, from a bag that you would buy from Lowe's or something like that, that somebody had put down to fill a bare spot. And now that's a nice area and stuff like that. So we do have that dark green noticeable area in the lawn. Also, the lawn's uneven. There's bumps, there's little divots here and there, there's rolling hills where old trees used to be and stuff like that, but by far it is not smooth. That's for later discussion. So to continue on, let me show you what all we're dealing with here. And looking out towards the shed, this is where we used to have some mimosa trees, and they were in those raised garden beds with the bricks around it and stuff like that. So that area got taken out. Those 2 trees got taken out. Over here, we used to have an old shed. That's kind of where we put our compost now. We took that down. And you can see this neon green circle. That's where the previous owners used to have a fire pit. And so that's left its mark. Over here this way, in this corner right here, we used to have a huge cottonwood tree. And the first year that we were here, it was starting to rot out with disease, but it dropped a huge branch and we had that taken out. And then right over in this area, this is where we used to have a big wooden deck. And we had to take that out because it started rotting and just wasn't usable. Still got some areas of just some thin area. Whenever it gets over 100 or so, I kind of lose this area right here. And I know I have some construction debris below that dirt, that grass, so that may be a cause of that, but you know, who really knows right now anyway. Over here, so we have an oak tree on the side, and I have St. Augustine in the shaded area. This usually stays mostly shaded. Right now it's around 4 o'clock, and but this area usually stays mostly shaded. So St. Augustine, I've just left it or let it be in this spot. Now it has crept into the Bermuda, but that's just kind of that's just what we have to deal with back here. Here's one of the problem areas with the nutsedge, is this area right here in front of the shed. You know, here's our nutsedge issue, so we got quite a bit of it, and you know, that'll be a project to take care of here in the future. Over here they had a fire pit with some sand and like some, you know, fence post outline and like a monkey bar with a looking thing. I don't know, they said it was a a barbecue pit, but anyway, we took all that junk out and now we just have a little open garden right here. There's the fire pit spot I was telling you about. In the back over here, in this shaded area, we got the trees in this corner. Just laid down some fescue, just some shade grass to have something besides dirt. So not much to really say about this area. This is where the tree, the cottonwood tree was. This is where it was at, and then took it all out, and all this area right here was just all thin, just wispy Bermuda here and there, and just mostly weeds. And you can see the green area with the nice bag Bermuda, this hybrid style. I have no idea what kind it is, just whatever the previous owner threw down. This was not this green when we moved in, for sure. There wasn't much right here, but it's loving life now. And then the deck went from about even with the concrete all the way over to about the edge of the house. So that whole area is about 2 years old. And as far as, or actually no, we're probably about more like 3 years old now, 3 or 4 years old. Man, time flies. I've taken this out. So the Bermuda has come back in this area, but this is another problem area with nutsedge as well. So that'll both have to be dealt with. But overall, I mean, now I'm gonna throw in some other pictures of what this lawn used to look like, what this whole backyard used to look like, just for comparison of where we're at to today. Is this lawn perfect? No. I mean, we still have, you know, I still have weeds. St. Augustine's crept in probably from the other mower. Got areas of crabgrass. But overall, this has just been 1 year of using Doc's Bermuda Lawn Guide. And I will have to say I've been very happy with the results. I mean, this is fantastic to even look at compared to what used to be back here. So we're definitely going in the right direction. As far as what it costs to do all this, now this is another thing that I kept in mind too. Wanted to write down everything that I used so I could relay that onto you about, hey, how much did it cost for about 5,500 square foot for a Bermuda lawn to get it looking like this? Still has some weeds. It's not all the way perfect. Common Bermuda, mixed Bermuda over there. Right now, total, I've spent $490 on products. So that's the PGF Complete, Super Juice, the sprayers. What else? Oh, 1 bag of Humichar, the starter, and the Lesco pre-emergent. As far as a water bill goes, this property is about a third of an acre. St. Augustine's in the front. Then the Bermuda back here, but being a third of an acre, plus a 1,600 foot house with my wife and I, 2-year-old baby coming along the way. Our water bill has been around 170 to 180 bucks for the past 2 months or so. Last month was July's bill, and that one was about 185-ish. So I'm expecting this month's water bill to be in the 200s, just because the highs have been over 100 degrees for weeks and we haven't had hardly any rain. We had some a couple nights ago, but that was it for like a month and a half or so. So yeah, you gotta water the snot out of it, but you know, a couple $100 to water it, if you're gonna put in this much effort, you might as well spend a little bit more and make sure that you keep it watered because, well, you have to. So, but it hasn't been anything outrageous like $500 to $1,000 for a water bill. No, we haven't even broke 200 yet. I'm just expecting the August bill to be in the 200s. I'll actually put that down in the comment of how much that water bill actually was for that span that the highs were in the hundreds. So, but yeah, for my final thoughts for anybody out there who's, watching Doc's videos and saying, man, does this Bermuda calendar work? Does Anderson's products really work? Well, it does for me. It did wonders on my backyard, as you can see in old videos and what we're looking at right now, or sorry, old pictures and what we're looking at right now. There's a drastic change, and this really gets you going in the right direction. Do you have to stay on this guide? No, you can do whatever you want, obviously, but it'll at least get you pointed in the right direction and get that train of thought going of what you need to do and how to plan ahead for issues that you may have in your own yard. Thank you so much for stopping in, and have a good one.